Yo guys, how's it going? Cobra1 386 here, and welcome back to another Transformers action figure review. Today we are looking at the Studio Series Deluxe Class Jazz, which, as you can see up here, is number 10 in the Studio Series line. I might or not be reviewing more figures in the series. Jazz is currently the only one I own, but if I do, then you will see them come up on the channel in the next month or so. Now, to start off, I'm going to do some comparisons with other Transformers action figures to show the scale of the figure, because he is, even though he's deluxe, he is a very small figure, which is accurate to the films, and you'll see what I mean as we go through the comparison. So I mean, to start off with, here we have Jazz next to the original 2007 first movie Battle Damaged Deluxe Jazz action figure, and you see he is quite a lot smaller than just the deluxe figure. Here is Jazz next to the Age of Extinction Voyager class Optimus Prime. I think the scale between Optimus and Jazz with the Voyager Optimus works really well with this particular figure. Here he is next to the Masterpiece Wheeljack figure. And here he is next to the Movie 1 Frozen Voyager class Megatron figure, to see how they scale. I think he'd probably scale slightly better with the Leader class, but the scale still works quite well between these two figures. And if we move in a bit closer to have a look at the figure, you can see his visor is moulded in a sort of trans blue colour. It's the same colour as these headlight pieces. It doesn't show up quite as well as these bits do, because these headlight pieces actually don't have anything behind them, whereas obviously this bit has the grey of the head. And you can see there's a lot of very nice moulding on this figure. He looks a lot more detailed than the original deluxe figure did. And if we take a look at the articulation, you can see his head is on a ball joint, so it can move left and right, up and down, and sort of wiggle a bit. If you want to, you can also tilt his head a bit on the transformation joint here if you want to. Then his arms do move up like that, and obviously back down. They can spin all the way around, and then there's a hinge in here, so you can move the arms sort of backwards and forwards a bit like that. Moving down to the elbow, you can see it is a double hinged elbow, where the bottom part is a ball joint, so you can fold the arm right up like that on that joint, and obviously because that's a ball joint, you can then twist the arm and position it so it sort of turns in like that. And very dynamic posing for the arms there. And then the hands can move sort of up and down on the transformation joint. Now, while we're on this arm, we will have a look at his weapon, which is his sort of blaster here. It's moulded in a sort of a grey silver colour, and you can see the barrel is painted in that nice gold. And you can attach the gun in several different ways. You can see this hand here has just a circular hand, and you've got this peg which slots in like that, so you can hold it like so. And then if you take the gun out of this hand, you can see the gun pegs in quite well there, so it's not going to fall off very easily. As the transformation joint spins like so, so on either hand, you can see there's this slot in the back here which matches up to the pegs that are now on the other side of the hands, so these can slot on like that. And like I said, you can do that on either side, so you can have him hold the gun in either hand if you want to. Now, continuing on to look at the figure itself, you can see the Pontiac badge is picked out quite nicely on his chest piece here. Move down, he doesn't have any waist movement at all. And then his legs, you can move them this far forward on the hip joint, and they can go that far back. And then obviously you can bring them up here as well, because as you see they are on a ball joint in there. And then you've got the knee, which can bend up to about 90 degrees like so. Then due to the transformation, he does have a little bit of movement in the foot here that you can wiggle. So you can sort of have his feet at different angles if you want to. While we are looking at the robot mode, let's just have a quick look. The figures in the studio line do come with a sort of display base. This one has the background of Mission City from the first film, where the final battle takes place. You can see here, Studio Series, number 10. It's got the Autobot logo, Transformers up here, and then the Transformers Movie 1 symbol here. You can see his authentic Transformers seal and the Generations badge. And you can take your Deluxe Jazz figure and sort of position him in here to display if you wish to do so. Now, moving on to the transformation. First off, we take the backpack piece here, we fold it up and fold the back piece up like this. This bit here clicks like so when you fold it up. And then I fold the head down like so. Take the hand pieces, fold those in and untab. There's this bit here, you can see, just sort of clamps together there. You just unclick those, fold that like that, and then this whole front section here spins around, and you then take this front grille piece, you pull it forward, spin it round and push it back in, so you can see the front grille is now the right way round. Now onto the legs. These bits do fold up like so, and this bit folds out, in like that, and then I'll do the same on this leg. So this bit folds up, they fold in like that, and then the heel spurs here fold down. And you see there's this slot on the back here that goes on this peg just here that you need to get in, because if you don't get that in properly, then it will mess up the alignment of all the other parts of the figure. So like all the door panels and stuff won't go together properly. So that slots in like, not like that. See this bit here pegs together, and if you haven't got it lined up properly, this bit can tend to unpeg that. There, clips in like so. Now you take these legs, you fold the back piece round like so. These bits come up and they do click into place like that and like that. And now with the arms, these bits just fold down like so. These bits that stick out on the back of the arms do go into this little slot here. So they just fold down and in like so. And then these just sort of use this hinge joint in here and fold them in, and then they peg up like so. And then obviously the same again on the other side. They fold in and peg up like that. So there we have Jazz transformed into his vehicle mode. You see, Jazz's vehicle mode is a Pontiac Solstice. It's a very nicely done figure in the vehicle mode. It's painted in this very screen accurate silver colour. You've got the windows and the headlights in that translucent blue again. The red Pontiac logo from the chest is obviously now the front bumper, and then the same red is on the headlights. Figure rolls fairly well, as you expect a car to. And if I just sit this here, we will do some comparisons with some other figures so you can see how he scales in vehicle mode. So here you can see him with the original 2007 Deluxe Jazz. you can see he is quite a lot smaller than the original Jazz figure. Unfortunately, my Jazz is missing half of the front piece. I dropped him down the stairs when I was younger, and the piece just sort of got lost. But yeah, he scales, you can see, he's a lot smaller than the original figure. Here he is with the Voyager class Optimus Prime from Transformers The Last Knight. You can see he scales very well with that. I know, obviously, he's not designed to scale with this particular Voyager Optimus Prime, but the scale still works very well. And then here he is next to the Masterpiece Collection Wheeljack figure. And finally, here he is with the Dark of the Moon Deluxe Leadfoot figure. You can see they look quite nice together. So that is the Studio Series Deluxe Class Jazz. The figure, in my opinion, is a massive improvement over the original Deluxe Class Jazz figure. And while it is a very small figure for the price point of £20 or dollars, depending where you are, it is a very screen accurate figure, and it scales quite well with, well, mainly with the Studio Series, but as I've shown here, it does scale quite well with like the recent Deluxe and Voyager class figures as well. So overall, I'd say this is a very nice figure, and if Jazz is a character you like, and you like collecting the movie class figures, I would definitely recommend this being one to pick up and add to your collection. This has been Cobra1386 for another Transformers action figure review, and I will see you guys in the next video.